Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. Are you living in such a way that the people around you, especially those who take you for granted, feel the loss of your presence even when you're right there? That's a profound thought, isn't it? We often try to manipulate or coerce people into valuing us. But here's the cold, hard truth. You don't need to invoke third parties, introduce rivals, or scheme to make someone jealous. The most potent and sustainable way to evoke that response is to elevate yourself, your character, your value, and your competence so much that they feel the weight of your absence even while you're in the same room. What does this mean? It means you stop trying to provoke others directly, instead provoke yourself into becoming the best possible version of who you are. It's not about playing games, it's about becoming undeniable. When you aim upward, when you start taking your own life seriously, when you focus on discipline, competence, and genuine self-respect, then you shift the dynamic entirely. Many people spend their lives chasing external validation, hoping that others will recognize their worth. This is a trap. When you seek approval or attention from someone else, whether it's a partner, a friend, or even a stranger, you place your value in their hands. This not only disempowers you, but also creates a dynamic where you're perpetually trying to earn something that should come from within. The truth is, the only way to truly command respect and admiration is by focusing on yourself, not in a selfish or ego in a way that prioritizes your growth, character, and self-respect. When you make self-improvement your central focus, you take back control over your life. You stop relying on others to make you feel important or worthy. Instead, you cultivate a sense of value from within. This isn't about becoming arrogant or dismissive of others. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't contingent on how someone else perceives you. It's about developing a deep confidence rooted in who you are and what you're building for yourself. To achieve this, you must turn your attention inward and take an honest inventory of your strengths, weaknesses, and habits. Ask yourself, are you living up to your potential? Are you growing, learning, and evolving, or are you stagnating while waiting for someone else to notice you? If the latter is true, it's time to take responsibility for your own development. Whether it's improving your skills, taking better care of your health, or pursuing meaningful goals, every step you take toward bettering yourself strengthens your sense of self-worth. The beauty of focusing on self-improvement is that it naturally changes how others perceive you. People are drawn to those who exude confidence, competence, and purpose. They may not consciously recognize it, but they'll sense that you don't need their validation, and that makes you magnetic. Ironically, when you stop trying to gain someone else's approval, they often begin to notice you in a way they didn't before. Ultimately, placing your energy into becoming the best version of yourself is the most empowering thing you can do. It shifts the power dynamic, allowing you to live authentically and confidently, regardless of how others react. In the end, self-respect is far more valuable than fleeting recognition. Becoming undeniable means cultivating a presence so compelling that you don't have to seek attention, it naturally gravitates toward you. This isn't about being loud, boastful, or flashy. It's about embodying qualities that are universally respected and admired. When you develop yourself to such a degree that your competence, confidence, and authenticity are evident, people will take notice without you having to demand it. To achieve this, you must focus on building your value in ways that are impossible to ignore. This starts with competence mastery over whatever you choose to pursue. Whether it's your career, a creative skill, or even your ability to communicate effectively, dedicating yourself to excellence makes you stand out. People are drawn to those who are deeply skilled and knowledgeable because competence breeds trust and admiration. When you operate at a high level, you naturally earn respect, and that respect cannot be feigned or fabricated. It must be earned through consistent effort and dedication. Equally important is confidence. Confidence is not arrogance, it's a quiet belief in your abilities and your worth. It stems from knowing you've put in the work to improve yourself and from accepting who you are, flaws and all. When you walk into a room with this quiet assurance, it commands attention without the need for words. People sense when someone is at peace with themselves and their direction in life, and it's magnetic. This form of confidence is built over time through overcoming challenges, facing fears, and taking control of your narrative. Authenticity ties it all together. Being undeniable isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about embracing your true self, living in alignment with your values, and refusing to compromise your integrity. When you live authentically, people recognize the strength of your character. It's rare in a world full of facades, and it sets you apart in a way that resonates deeply. The result of this transformation is a presence that cannot be dismissed or overlooked. You don't have to chase after recognition or manipulate others to notice you. Instead, you've become the kind of person whose worth speaks for itself. When you focus on becoming undeniable, you shift the power dynamic entirely, because when your value is obvious, no one can ignore it. When you set your sights on a higher aim, You transcend the distractions and trivial pursuits that often dominate people's lives. Many individuals fall into the trap of seeking immediate gratification, whether it's validation, attention, or superficial success, only to find themselves unfulfilled and frustrated. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to orient your life toward a purpose that is meaningful, challenging, and deeply personal. When you do this, you not only transform yourself, but also inspire those around you. A higher aim is not about chasing perfection or trying to impress others. It's about identifying what truly matters to you and dedicating yourself to it wholeheartedly. This could be developing a skill, contributing to a cause, building something of value, or improving yourself in a specific area. The important thing is that your goal aligns with your values and gives you a sense of direction. When you have a clear purpose, it becomes a compass that guides your decisions, keeping you focused and resilient even in the face of setbacks. Focusing on a higher aim also requires discipline and sacrifice. It means letting go of habits, relationships, or mindsets that hold you back. It's not easy to trade comfort for growth or to delay gratification for long-term fulfillment, but it's necessary if you want to achieve something meaningful. This process of striving for a higher aim builds strength, character, and self-respect. You begin to see yourself as capable of more than you previously believed, which naturally boosts your confidence and sense of worth. The beauty of aiming higher is that it subtly shifts how others perceive you. When people see someone who is focused, determined, and driven by a meaningful purpose, it sparks admiration and often jealousy. It's not because you're trying to make anyone feel that way, but because your progress highlights what they may be neglecting in their own lives. Your commitment to a greater purpose acts as a mirror, reflecting both their potential and their shortcomings. Ultimately, aiming higher is about transforming yourself, not manipulating others. It's about stepping into the best version of who you can be and letting the results speak for themselves. The fulfillment you gain from this journey is far more powerful than any fleeting recognition or envy you might provoke. Refining your habits is one of the most transformative things you can do for yourself. Habits shape your daily life, and over time, they determine who you become. If you want to elevate yourself, command respect, and build a life of value, you must take an honest look at how you spend your time and energy. Many people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions, yet these are the building blocks of long-term success and personal growth. The first step in refining your habits is self-awareness. You need to ask yourself, are your daily routines aligned with your goals? Or are you spending your time on activities that bring you closer to the person you want to be? Or are you indulging in distractions and instant gratification? This process requires brutal honesty because it's easy to rationalize unproductive behavior. However, self-improvement begins with recognizing the gaps between where you are and where you want to be. Once you've identified the habits that hold you back, you must replace them with actions that support your growth. For example, instead of wasting hours scrolling through social media, you could dedicate that time to learning a new skill, exercising, or pursuing a passion project. These small changes may seem insignificant at first, but over time they compound into significant results. The key is consistency. True transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of showing up for yourself day after day, even when it's difficult or inconvenient. Discipline is essential in this process. There will be times when you don't feel motivated, but that's where discipline steps in. Motivation is fleeting, but discipline is a skill you can cultivate. It's about doing what needs to be done because you've committed to a higher standard for yourself. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your character and build momentum toward your goals. Refining your habits also signals to others that you take yourself seriously. When people see you prioritizing growth, health, and productivity, it commands respect. It shows that you value yourself enough to invest in your future. Over time, this dedication becomes evident in your demeanor, achievements, and presence, making it impossible for others to overlook your progress. In the end, refining your habits isn't just about becoming better, it's about creating a life that reflects your true potential. It's the foundation of self-respect, confidence, and a sense of purpose that others can't help but notice. Living with integrity is one of the most powerful ways to command respect and transform your relationships. Integrity means acting in alignment with your values, being truthful with yourself and others, and standing firm in your principles, even when it's difficult. In a world where people often compromise their beliefs for approval or convenience, integrity sets you apart as someone who can be trusted, admired, and respected. When you act with integrity, you create a foundation of self-respect. You know that your actions are guided by what you believe is right rather than by external pressures or fleeting emotions. This consistency gives you a sense of inner peace and confidence because you're not living a double life or pretending to be someone you're not. Instead, you're grounded in your authentic self, and that authenticity is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are genuine and unwavering in their values because it's rare and deeply admirable. Integrity also strengthens your relationships. When others see that you're reliable, honest, and true to your word, they trust you. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection, whether it's a friendship, a romantic relationship, or a professional partnership. Conversely, when you act without integrity by being deceitful, inconsistent, or manipulative, you erode trust, and the effects can be difficult to repair. Living with integrity doesn't mean you'll always be liked or that you won't face resistance. Well, in fact, standing by your principles can sometimes make people uncomfortable, especially if it challenges their own lack of authenticity. However, this discomfort often turns into respect, even if it's not immediately expressed. People may not always agree with you, but they will recognize and admire your strength of character. Integrity also requires self-discipline. It means choosing the harder path when it aligns with your values instead of taking the easy way out. It's about making decisions that reflect who you aspire to be, even when no one is watching. Over time, these small, principled actions compound, shaping you into a person of substance and depth. By living with integrity, you cultivate a reputation that precedes you. People will notice the consistency in your actions and the strength in your character. This silent yet powerful quality speaks volumes, commanding respect without you ever needing to demand it. Ultimately, integrity is a form of leadership, and it sets the foundation for a life of meaning, fulfillment, and influence. True transformation doesn't require loud declarations or flashy displays. The most profound changes happen quietly over time as you consistently work on becoming the best version of yourself. This kind of quiet transformation is far more powerful and enduring than any attention-seeking gestures designed to impress others. When you focus on genuine growth rather than superficial appearances, the results will speak for themselves. You won't need to demand recognition because people will naturally take notice of your progress. This process starts with an inward focus. Instead of seeking approval or validation from others, you dedicate your energy to improving your skills, mindset, and overall character. Whether it's working on your physical health, building your career, deepening your knowledge, or improving your emotional intelligence, the changes you make will gradually become evident. They manifest in the way you carry yourself, the confidence you exude, and the results you achieve. These are the kinds of shifts that can't be faked or rushed. They come from genuine effort and commitment. One of the most impactful aspects of quiet transformation is how it affects the people around you. When others see you growing and thriving without seeking attention or validation, it creates a powerful contrast. They begin to notice the changes in you, even if they can't fully articulate what's different. This subtle shift can evoke admiration, curiosity, and sometimes even jealousy. Not because you've flaunted your progress, but because your growth highlights what they might be neglecting in their own lives. It's a mirror that reflects both your hard work and their untapped potential. The beauty of quiet transformation is that it's sustainable. It's not about quick wins or temporary boosts to your ego. It's about building a foundation for long-term success and fulfillment. This approach also frees you from the exhausting cycle of seeking external validation. You're not performing for anyone, you're improving for yourself. As a result, the changes you make are deeply rooted, authentic, and lasting. In the end, the goal is not to impress others, but to create a life that feels meaningful and aligned with your values. The recognition and respect you gain from others are merely byproducts of your commitment to growth. When you focus on quiet transformation, you become someone whose presence commands attention without ever needing to demand it. This is the kind of impact that speaks louder than words.